There are members of both parties objecting to military strikes, even limited strikes. Iraq War veteran and Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard joins us. Nice to see you.
Aloha, Greta. Good to be here.
Aloha. And I might add, you came back a week early for briefing since I've pounded the Congress so much for not coming back. I want to tip my hat to you for coming back early. So thank you. All right. Are you for or against military strikes?
Very strongly opposed to these military strikes. I've served in the military, deployed a couple of times to the Middle East, and because of my service, I understand the importance of our national defense, the importance of national security. And it's because of that importance that I am coming out in opposition to these limited military strikes, because they are not only not acting in our national interest, but they will be harmful, in my view, to our national defense.
What happens? We lob a bunch of cruise missiles, 150 of them or so, into Syria. And after the cruise missiles hit the ground and 24 hours later the dust settles, what do you see happening?
Well, that's a great question. And that's the line of questioning that I've had over the past few days as I've gone through all of these briefings and hearings, speaking with various officials. I think there's two things that we have to be concerned about. And of course, I look at this from a military mindset, is looking at when you take military action, you have to have a tactical objective that is achievable, a clear strategy to execute, resources to execute it, and an exit plan. The criteria is not there with what's being proposed, and the objective that's been stated, I think, is not achievable. When those limited strikes occur, I don't think that Assad will be deterred, and I think that that goes to the second point, which is unintended consequences. What happens next? I think a couple of things could happen that set us down a dangerous path. I think we could be launched into and committed to a larger regional conflict and civil war. And secondly, when you take action against the Syrian regime, you have an opposition force that will be strengthened, and dealing with the possibility that al-Qaeda and other terrorists could be having access to chemical weapons where they have expressed very directly their desire to harm the United States is an outcome that we cannot afford.
You know, national security to me is a little bit like art. I think I can make an argument, and I always think whether I want to do something, then I come up with national security, make it legitimate. I mean, I could say here, for instance, national security is that Israel's our ally, and Israel's a danger next to them, that they could have chemical weapons that they could somehow export to the United States. So I can come up with that one, so I'm satisfied with that one. But I'm curious, I mean, I take it as part of your job, you've seen some of the videos of the people who have suffered the chemical weapons.
Yes.
I mean, that's not enough? I mean, that for us, I mean, it's you know, when we see that what's going on there, should we just look the other way?
Those images are disturbing on so many levels. It sickens all of us to see those heinous actions being taken against innocent people. And I think it's our responsibility, our moral responsibility, to channel that moral outrage, to take action, but to make sure that it is effective action. Effective action that will achieve the necessary objective of preventing another chemical weapons attack.
Got an idea how?
Well, I think it's important, first of all, looking at this military strike, taking action just for the sake of taking action should not be the case, especially when that action can cause greater damage and greater harm. I think that what we've seen today with the developments, we've seen Russia making statements, moving to the direction of saying, let's bring the international community in to take control of the chemical weapons in Syria. And I think that's the appropriate direction that we need to look.
Congressman, very nice to have you here, and I especially appreciate it because you've done service so recently, and you know, I always like to hear from the people who've actually been there, done that. And I always think, you know, I pay special attention to what they have to say. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.